Hello there and welcome back to a brand new video, and today we're going to be looking at LEGO Star Wars sets I want recreated in 2024 or really just the foreseeable future. And I think most of you will know which set I'm going to kick this off with. It's a probably not as popular set as I think it is, but it is a really good set, and that is this here, the Gungan sub. I think honestly this is one of the sets that really needs to be made for the anniversary of the Phantom Menace, and not just 25 years of the Phantom Menace, but also 25 years of LEGO Star Wars in general, which is crazy. It's been around for 25 years. That's much longer than I have, so I don't exactly remember when it came out, but I really do think we need another version of this set, and especially with the minifigures. Now, Jar Jar we haven't got in too long, and to get an updated Jar Jar, there's not really much they could do to the minifigure. There's definitely a few extra details they can add, like minifigures now have got so detailed they're adding these little wrinkles into the clothes just to make the minifigures seem that much more, I guess, somewhat realistic. They're adding so specific details, it's just bringing the minifigures to life a lot easier. And Kenobi and Qui-Gon we can always do with an update. We haven't got an updated minifigure since the last time we got Maul, I'm pretty sure, or at least the Phantom Menace version of Maul. We did get him for the Clone Wars, but they all came in the same set. The Duel on Naboo, which was probably about 5 years ago, I'm thinking. So we definitely need some updated minifigures, and Queen Amidala would be an amazing figure to come out again. I know a load of people would have paid crazy prices for the old minifigure. So if you have, I am sorry, but I would love to see LEGO make a whole new mold for the dress piece and just update the detail on all these 4 minifigures. I think this is the #1 set. If LEGO come up to me and ask me which set I would want remade, I think this is the one answer I could give. But this isn't the only set we're going over. And before we get to the next set, the highest this has sold for in the past 6 months, £320. Now, I'm not sure what it retailed for, but it wasn't that. So clearly some people do value this set as much as I do, and next year I might even try and mock it out. I have no idea how I would start, but I'm definitely going to look at mocking it out and trying to build a minifigure scaled one, which I know this ship is meant to be pretty large. So we'll see how that comes along, and hopefully next year I'll have at least made something that looks like the submarine. Perhaps I could even do a micro scale mock, but we'll see that next year. The next set we're looking at is actually the Old Republic collection, because there's no specific set I exactly want remade. I just would love to see some more Old Republic sets. Now, I do actually have this Dark Red Fighter up on my shelf still built. Only one piece has broke since I originally built it, and I have replaced it, so I could probably even review that at some point next year and talk a bit more in detail about what specific Old Republic sets I'd want recreated and what sort of content I'd want them to put in LEGO form, because it'd be lovely to see. There was meant to be a KOTOR remake, which I'm not sure is still in the works. Apparently all companies have stopped working on it, so we'll have to see if someone picks that up. Hopefully they do, because so many people were excited for that, and it also means there's a higher chance we'd get some in LEGO form. There is a rumour of getting Darth Malik as one of the 25th anniversary of LEGO Star Wars bonus minifigures next year, and it is just a rumour at the minute. There is no confirmation from LEGO, so we'll have to see for the summer sets next year what minifigures LEGO are going to give us. So that would be really interesting to see, and also means that connection between LEGO and the Old Republic is still going strong to this day. And the next one is back to Phantom Menace. There are a few Phantom Menace sets. Of course, next year is the 25th anniversary, as I've said, of Phantom Menace and of LEGO Star Wars. So it'd be great to see some combination sets where they go back and celebrate how far Star Wars has come by rebuilding some of their first sets. And likewise, this was not their first set. This come out in the 2010s. But this version of the Naboo starfighter from 2015, I think it's one of their better ones. I would not complain if we got a similar build for the starfighter as the 1999 one. But as far as the minifigures go, and 2 droidicas, 3 battle droids, Anakin, a pilot, R2 and Kenobi. Again, we could probably drop out Kenobi for another Naboo pilot, or perhaps the captain that protects Padme during the movie. But this set is currently selling for about £150 all the way up to £240. It's a very expensive set to get your hands on, and getting another N1 starfighter after we've just got the Mandalorians one, I think it could be pretty cool. Again, I guess the N1 is a similar build to the Mandalorian's one, but with all the colourful ships that we're getting, bright yellow, I mean, it would go very well next to the red T6, the white and blue E-Wing, the Shin-Hati starfighter, which is dark red and yellow, and even the Ghost is more so white than grey. So it'd just be nice to go amongst the array of colourful Lego Star Wars sets we're getting. And similarly, we could get some sort of Umbaran mark again. It's a bit more grey, but it doesn't have to be this exact vehicle here. I wouldn't mind getting one of the ships that they fly around in, which are really cool. So I guess really I'd want one of them rather than this. But they could remake this set, give us a ship instead, give us some clones to pilot it, perhaps some Umbarans also, just to create that fun little bit about. And I'd also really like to see a Padawan Ahsoka minifigure come back, specifically this one here with her leggings, not the creepy first outfit we got. And especially because she showed up in the Ahsoka show as a younger version of Ahsoka. Now, it was during the Battle of Geonosis and a few others that they went through, but just in general, a Padawan Ahsoka minifigure would be great in the updated printing, because at the minute we've only got the ones with the weird looking Clone Wars faces, which were pulled back when all the minifigures had them, but they don't really fit in with any of the modern style of minifigures. So I'd love to get an updated printing of the Padawan Ahsoka minifigure, and just any Umbaran sets we can get our hands on are really cool. We did get the visors that most of the clones wear on Umbara in the recent battle pack, so it's nice to be getting them, and hopefully we see a bit more in the future. And again, we've had a non-Phantom Menace set. Back to a Phantom Menace set, the MTT. I remember one of my commenters earlier on in the year was saying about how it'd be great to get an MTT, and honestly, if they don't give us one for next year, I really don't know what they're doing. We're meant to be getting a UCS set, which is Vader's Advance. However, we do get a second one in the year as well. Like this year for May 4th, we got the X-Wing. So next year for May 4th, Vader's Advance makes sense. However, later on, a few months ago, we got the UCS Venator. And if we were to get an MTT UCS build later on in 2024, for 25 years of LEGO Star Wars, 25 years of Phantom Menace, I really think this would be very popular. Now, I personally wouldn't be buying it. I prefer a playset scale, sort of similar to the one we've got here, which would just be a very large playset scale, because UCS would absolutely blow it out of the water. But this one from 2007 is big enough to be sort of a set size with the Ghost, and I'm afraid they are nowadays playset scales. Just whack a ton of droids in there, perhaps a few other smaller builds, like we got the little buggy and the droidic car, and really that would be a great set. Now, obviously, they would have been working on the UCS set probably for a few years, probably even now they'll still be working on it, as it does take them quite a long time. So whether they're going to do a UCS Phantom Menace set the year after and work on it for the 25th year, I'm not too sure. It's just because things take time to be processed, and hopefully we'll get an MTT in the next couple of years. And on to a non-Phantom Menace set. We're going to be bouncing all over the place, but the First Order Transporter is a set we really need. Not only did it pop up in the sequels, and it'd be nice to see the odd sequel set still being made, but also we've seen them with Stormtroopers. We saw them in The Mandalorian. I think we've even seen them since then. I cannot remember the show, but the First Order Transporter has shown up in so many different things. They could come out with a few different sets, and like with the parrots, they're switching the colours, and the Harry Potter set has the random tiles. We could probably have a few sets with different sets of minifigures. So a First Order Transporter with some First Order Troopers, or a First Order Transporter with some Stormtroopers. And honestly, they could probably even mock up some Clone Wars variant and add some Clone Troopers with it, just because LEGO doesn't have to stick to the source material. But it'd be nice to see some sort of Trooper Transporter in this style. And I think it's a set they could just remake every couple of years. It's been 9 years come next year since we got this First Order Transporter, so they could definitely update it, have a bit more of a sleek design, and just put some of the new pieces that have come out in the last 8 years to use in rebuilding this model. And now, the next set isn't just Obi-Wan's Jedi Interceptor. I know a few years ago we got Anakin's Jedi Interceptor, and they don't tend to make similar models, even if they are just recolors, with the parrot that released here in the UK in both blue and pink, and I'm pretty sure another colour come out a few years beforehand. Hopefully we do see a few more sets that are just recolors of other sets, because especially in Star Wars there's so many different variants that honestly, they could just recolor and ship them out in the same boxes, same instructions and everything else. But I really am fond of the twin ship packs that they've been selling of recent. So we've had the E-Wing and Shin Hati starfighter, and we also had the Fang fighter and TIE interceptor. And I think they could do it again for Revenge of the Sith. Here we've got Obi-Wan's Jedi Interceptor, and instead of Anakin's Jedi Interceptor and pairing them up, you'd want a villain ship, so we could put Grievous's starfighter with it, and it also could give us a chance to get a airborne 212th clone trooper, which, if any of you have watched my videos for a while, you know I really want to get my hands on that minifigure, and it's just so expensive because this set was overpriced, and the 212th battle pack with the older version was just a popular battle pack. It was a really good set, come with a tri-droid and 4 clones, and is one of the better battle packs that we've got to date, at least until January 1st, because honestly I think that battle pack smashes all the others out of the park. And getting Grievous's starfighter with Kenobi's starfighter would be really cool. We'd probably get a Kenobi, a Grievous. We'd have to get Kenobi's droid to pilot his ship with him, so Grievous would end up getting a Magma Guard. And because droids aren't really counted as minifigures, we could probably get a Magma Guard, a few B1 battle droids, and the 212 air trooper. So we got 212, Kenobi, Grievous, a droid, and a few other droids, Magma Guards, and B1s alike. I think that would be really cool, and especially if they could come out with it whilst the ATTE is in store with Commander Cody and the other 212. That'd be awesome. They'd pair so well together, and you're looking at two very expensive sets in terms of one's £120, and I suppose the other one would only be around £40, but that's still pretty pricey compared to some Lego sets. Lego's still being sold for about £9, so anything that's over about that £60 threshold, I'd consider to be an expensive set. But another expensive set that I think would be very, very much worth your money is the Imperial Star Destroyer. Now, I'm not just talking about any Imperial Star Destroyer. I'm talking about Thrawn's Imperial Star Destroyer. We all want it. We all want it. After seeing Ahsoka, we all want an Imperial Star Destroyer looking like Thrawn's. It'd be a bit worn up, and they'd probably include all the scratches and wear and tear as stickers, because I think this is one time where stickers are actually beneficial. If you want to beat up Star Destroyer, add the stickers. If you want a nice sleek looking Star Destroyer, don't add the stickers, and you've got a pristine Star Destroyer. You can whack Vader, you can whack Palpatine, you can whack whoever in from your Star Wars collection, and you can build a fleet of Star Destroyers just by not adding the stickers. Now, it would be nice if they just add a few different builds, but for a Star Destroyer and how big a Star Destroyer build would be, I don't think it's as easy as, well, swap out these plates if you want a clean looking one. So I wouldn't be opposed to no stickers. I think no stickers in a set would be cool, as long as they don't start printing the bricks, because that does sort of taint the bricks and make them less useful when you're trying to mock it out. And of course, we'd get loads of people mocking out. With an Imperial Star Destroyer playset, you can then build the First Order Star Destroyer. You could probably even turn it into a Republic era Venator, which I really just think there should always be some sort of playset Star Destroyer, First Order Star Destroyer, Republic Venator, something like that on the market, just so if you want one of the other eras, you can just mock it out yourself, buy a few extra pieces, and it's not always too hard to change between the two. So I think we're overdue a Star Destroyer, and to get Thrawn's Star Destroyer from Ahsoka, if they don't release it next year, I think that is honestly a huge waste of potential Lego sets. And I'm excited to see if we do get any more Ahsoka sets, because there's definitely a few different costumes and minifigures they could give us, like Thrawn, like Enoch, who is sort of Thrawn's right-hand man, and definitely a battle pack of them Night Troopers, which really do look awesome. But that is all the Lego Star Wars sets I want recreated in 2024 and beyond. And if I had to pick one, I still think after going through the list, the Gungan sub is top. I think it would make a great set for 25 years of the Phantom Menace. These 4 minifigures, just keep them, make it a sort of updated design rather than a remodeling. Update the printing for the 4 minifigures, update the bricks used for the ship, get that front bit looking a bit more smoother, and honestly, even most of the ship can stay somewhat the same, just for that nostalgia of the old Lego sets. So hopefully we see very soon what Lego are doing for 25 years of Lego Star Wars, and also 25 years of Phantom Menace. We probably won't see till early in the year at least, though. This year in February, we seem to have already got the leak for the Advent calendar. So really, you never know when these sets are going to be revealed, and I cannot wait to react to them here on the channel. Don't forget stay tuned for the end of the month where we will be reacting to all the January sets that have already been revealed, and there is so many already, and I'm expecting a few more to come before the end of the month. And then stay tuned for January 1st where there'll be an in-depth look at every single set coming out, and that's going to be a long video that you're not going to want to miss, especially if you want to pick up any sets in the new year. Do stay tuned, because hopefully we'll have some news on any gift with purchases we get throughout January. So do subscribe so you don't miss out on that, and drop a like if you did enjoy this video, and may the bricks be with you always.